Hey guys, Dark Shotgun here with a quick tutorial on how to animate air dash. Now I'm using Killer Instinct's Mira as a template, but this technique can apply to any any anime game, so like Guilty Gear or BlazBlue. So how it works, like usually, like on an arcade stick, you would have to hold up, back to neutral, then forward twice. To me, that is just way too much work just to execute a basic air dash. So on a hitbox, like the work is basically almost non-existent, or it's significantly cut down. So what you have to do is, with your right hand, you hit the jump button. With your right thumb, jump button, and then left, with your left index finger, you hit the right directional input twice. Super simple, really easy to do. And if you wanted to air dash backwards on the player one side, what you do the exact same thing, but instead of using the left input direction, you use the right input direction and you hit it with your ring finger. So you hit the jump button, then air dash backwards. So the most optimal version to do it, all you just have to do, and this is the lowest air dash you're going to get. So let me just reset the health real quick. All you have to do is you take your right hand, move it to the left, no, the right input direction and the jump button. And then what you do is, with your right index finger on the right input, and then your right thumb on the jump button, you hit those two at the same time, and then with your left index finger, you hit the right input direction again. I know that sounds like a lot, and it sounds a lot more complicated than I'm making it, but once you see it in motion, really, really simple. So all you gotta do, up forward, then forward again. And on the player two, or anime air dashing backwards, or anime air dashing backwards, or anime air dashing on the player two side forward, is actually a lot more simpler. All you just have to do, you gotta take your ring finger on and hold it on the left input direction, and then with your right hand, all you just have to do is like jump with your with your right thumb, and then with your left index finger, uh, you hold the right directional input. So you just get a really, really simple air dash. It's super low to the ground, really consistent, and so much easier to do. The reason that you're able to pull off this technique on a hitbox is the fact that there are chips in hitbox called SOCDs, which prevents blocking in both ways. So if I was to hit left or right at the exact same time, nothing would happen. Notice Mira is just still standing there. The only things I could do with the inputs now, all I could do is just hold down or jump up in the air. So that's all I can do. So the reason for that, the reason is like how the game reads it. It's reading that I'm like holding up forward, back to neutral, and air dashing forward, backwards twice, or holding up back and then air dashing backwards twice. So it's really simple, really easy to do. So now we got some of the basics out of the way. Let's get on to the really fun stuff. So Mira's instinct. Let me clear out the input history. Now Mira's instinct allows her to have bats like spawn from her, and then they track the opponent. And the other important aspect of her instinct is the fact that she can air dash as many times before she hits the ground. So what that means is that you're basically gonna have Candyland on a hitbox for this game. So let's say so how it works is like this. Notice I'm like air dashing so much more times than you can on like a stick or a pad. That's because you're erasing all the travel time for it. But how am I doing this technique? It's simple. If we just apply the techniques that you learned earlier in this video, all you just have to do is just up forward, then hit the forward with your right with your left index finger. So you can just and then just alternate between the two, and it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing backwards, but you're just matching uh, the right input direction. So what that translates for you, if you're playing on a hitbox, is that you can mix up your opponent all day. So you can get away with doing like really disgusting mix-ups, instant overheads. Basically, your opponent has to like guess like for the longest time, and you can basically have complete control over what you want to do. So yeah, it's incredibly cheap. Hopefully this doesn't get nerfed.